back to the channel. Now, if you are new to the channel and if this is the first time you've seen me, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and if you like what you are seeing with this video, hit the like button. So today's video, we're going to be doing a new kind of format. So for how the videos are going to look for today, it's a tier listing of all the MCU films, but it's a new format that I'm going to try. So if you like this kind of format for my videos, let me know in the comments and enjoy. Okay, so let's get straight into it. So we have 5 categories for this tier listings. Poor being the worst that there is. Wouldn't watch again means just I generally wouldn't watch it again. It's okay is just in the middle, that it's good but it's not like brilliant. Fan favorite is a really good Marvel film, and Marvel is obviously funny name for Marvel. Just being the best of the best. So we're going to start with Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that's gonna go, it's okay. So, and it's there mainly because it's a good film, but it's like not really a fan favorite, and it's like it's in the background of the main MCU to just what happened. So this is just before the snap in Scott's time. But yeah, it's a really good film, but I just wouldn't click it as a fan favorite. With Ant-Man, I would do the same. I would do the same. The only really for Ant-Man, it's a good film again. The villain does lack, but it actually does a good job. It's not connected to the main MCU stories that's going on, except that Falcon meets Ant-Man, and that's really it. Age of Ultron is okay for me, and mainly because it's a bit of the middle. It doesn't do as good a job balancing all the characters together in the same film as good as the first Avengers film and the third and the fourth one for me. But it does have a good story to it, but it just lacks in the way they use Ultron as well. But it's okay for me. Obviously, Avengers Endgame is gonna go in the Marvels because it's like the best. It's my greatest film of all time, in my opinion. It's my favorite film. It wraps up so many character arcs, so many stories. It just does everyone's service successfully, and it's a good way to end the Infinity Saga with the MCU. Infinity War is also going to go in the Marvel section, mainly because of the way it introduces, of how well done it's introduced Thanos. It's just a good film all round, and the snap is so devastating. It generally has that much of an impact on you. Like, a lot of people, including myself, are still upset over the Peter Parker death and Peter Parker fading away in Infinity War. It's just too much. Here we go. Black Panther. I'm gonna put it as a fan favorite. For me, I do love the film. It just now, looking back on it because of Chadwick Boseman's death and all, I just can't really put it up there anymore because it's just too upsetting and too emotional, really, because he was such a great actor. But the film itself is a really good one. I don't say it's the best of the best. I think it does tiny things okay and not so okay, but it does a lot of things right, and I think it's a fan favorite. Civil War as well is a fan favorite. It's kind of like Avengers 2.5 in a way. It's like brings everyone together in a Captain America film, and it has kind of a good story to it, which eventually leads to the original Avengers breaking up and everything. So it actually does work in a film, and it's great to see them. It introduces Black Panther, it introduces Spider-Man very well into the MCU, and it does that quite well. So we're gonna do Captain America vs. Avenger. I'm gonna put it as an it's quite difficult because it's like fan favorite and it's okay, but I'm gonna put it in fan favorite mainly because it's actually really one of the best best films to introduce a hero in the MCU, because they've done a lot of introduction for the heroes of the MCU, and along with Iron Man, Captain America is one of the best ones to do. Winter Soldier, again, for me, is a fan favourite, because the Captain America trilogy is the only one that's really the perfect trilogy that doesn't lack in any of the films. They're all high standard filming that's really enjoyable. But if you look at the MCU hardcore fan, Winter Soldier is probably the best because it does a lot of things right. It's got more action, more sequences. It does callbacks to Adam Zola. It's now an AI and all this kind of stuff. So it's really, really interesting as well. So Captain Marvel, wouldn't watch again because it's all right, but I just generally wouldn't watch it again because it's like slow paced, grounded. It just doesn't really work as a film that you would watch over and over again. Doctor Strange for me, it's okay. It's not the best MCU film out there or the worst, but it just the visual effects is amazing from, but it just feels slow paced, and for what it is, it's like just too slow paced for what it is, in my opinion, and it just doesn't push things forward. Like the story element isn't the best, but it's not that bad either. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, for me, I enjoy that one. Some other people don't enjoy the second one as much. I don't know why, but I really enjoy the second one. Expanding the whole space aspect of the MCU and everything, it just does a lot of things right for me. And yeah, so Guardians 1 is also a fan favorite for me. It does a lot of things right. It turns a side side characters in the comic to main attractions in movie. It does, for God's sake, you've got a talking tree and a raccoon as main stars in the MCU. Only Marvel could do that, so it just shows that if you put the right story and right actions and context to it, you can have a good movie. Iron Man 2, again, wouldn't watch it, really. It's like, I would watch it, but not a lot of the time. It's like, it does do good things like introducing more of War Machine and introducing Black Widow into the MCU and expanding on the Avengers Initiative, which is teased in the Iron Man post-credit scene. But I don't know, it just lacks. The villain's so bland, boring, Ivan Vanko. It just, nah, for me. But I do agree that it does some things right, but it does a lot of things wrong at the same time. Iron Man 3, it's okay for me, because I do enjoy Iron Man 3, but it's like, it's one of the last MCU films that I got to watch, so at this point, I was like, I've seen so many good MCU films, and this one for me, it doesn't feel like an MCU film. It feels like it's trying to be something different from what it should be, and that's not like ideal for. So yes, it's doing things right, but at the same time, it's just trying to be more than what it should be, and that's for something that should be a comic book movie. It's not the best. Iron Man has to be at the top. It's like it started the MCU off. It's one of the best MCU films of all time. It does a really, really good job, and like it reinvested Robert Downey Jr.'s career, for God's sake. It just really is a good film. Far From Home is a fan favorite. I do like it, but only really high potential, exceptional films. It's close to being marvelous, but I think just for the proximity of some of the side stuff in it, it just lacks that for me, where it's more, some of it's like unnecessary. It's like, with Homecoming, again, it does some things right and some things meh for me as well. So yeah, Avengers obviously has to be at the top. It put together the 6 Avengers that we already first met, expanded on Hawkeye, of course, in that film, but it did do Hawkeye some disjustice in some people's eyes. I get that, but in terms of the story aspect, the coming together, the team influence and everything, it does a good job for me, and I think that's why it does better than Avengers 2 for me in the first round. Hulk. I just don't know. I've watched it multiple times, but it just bland and boring. It's better than another film that's going to go in this category, but it's not even that bad. It's not. It's like it's worse than Captain Marvel and Iron Man 2, but it's just no, not as good. No, not as good for me. No, just boring, bland, a lot. Thor Ragnarok, we're going to put it in marvelous because it's like it brings Thor back on track. It does a really, really good job for me. Like the whole aspect of Ragnarok happening, Hela, everything to do with it, Loki trying to do right for his wrongs in the past. It has a lot of things going for it, and it introduces new characters as well. So Taika Waititi's drawn the Shakespearean stuff out of it and made it more comedic, and that's the right thing to do for it. Dark World. This is where the Thor franchise dips badly. Dips very, 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 very badly. For me, it's just not good at all. Very, very bad. Nope. Not a good film. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Because if you've seen Thor Dark World, you will know what I mean by it. But it's just so bland, boring. It's supposed to do good on paper, but it's not really. And the original Thor, I'm going to put, it's okay for me. But again, it's better than the second Thor, but it's nowhere near good as the third Thor. It does a good job in introducing the world, but it just feels not enough for what Thor should be in the comics. So there for me. So there you have it. Endgame, Infinity War, Iron Man, Avengers, Ragnarok, in Marvelous, in the fan favourite, Black Panther, Civil War, First Avenger, Winter Soldier, Guardians 2, Guardians, Far From Home, Homecoming, in that category. In the It's Okay category, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man, Age of Ultron, Doctor Strange, Iron Man 3, and Thor. And the one watch again is Captain Marvel, Iron Man 2, and in the poor Hulk and Thor Dark World. So there you have it. So there's all the tier rankings. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If, as I've said in the intro, if you are new to the channel and you like what this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Just a heads up as well before I end the video, this might be my last video for a while, mainly because I actually am really running out of genuine ideas. There's only so much content while I'm in lockdown I can produce. So yeah, so if you do have any suggestions for any future videos, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. Take care. Peace.